It's the show that sucks with your hosts Harrison and Honzo Gonzo.
See what kind of paperwork has to be done.
Talk to Art if you want to get that done.
Yeah, if you need to contact Spooky, you need to talk to Arturo. He's his secretary, so.
Oh, wow.
This is for everyone. If you want to talk, contact Spooky at MIC Furby. Just ask him the question and he'll relay it for you. He's very good at that.
Oh, Arturo's the Girl Friday in that business?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
With special guests from around the fighting game community.
Is he going to answer? Yeah, no?
Honzo?
Oh, hey! From the dead. Oh, are you crying? What happened?
I forgot it was Tuesday. And my phone's charging. And
You are a terrible bison. How do you forget it's Tuesday?
The worst part is you retweeted the tweet that said it was tonight. You retweeted it.
Now for your hosts, Harrison and Honzo Gonzo.
What's up, everybody? It's the show that sucks, number 180 billion. No, it's number 118. I am Harrison. I stream Capcom Cup stuff, apparently, over the past weekend, and I am with Honzo Gonzo, who does other things with Capcom events since the past weekend, too.
Do you know what I do, Harrison?
What?
Do you know what I do?
What do you do?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I tell you all the stuff to do, so... I know
Oh,
exactly.
Harrison!
I know.
Oh, you're such a card.
I know exactly what you're doing at all times.
Shut up. Anyways.
So final round was this past weekend, man. It was
Yes. It was a very big event. It was...
a doozy.
Yeah, a lot of people showed up. I think there was almost 500 Street Fighter entrants, right? On there?
500? Yeah, I heard at least like 450.
Yeah,
at least 450, which I think is pretty huge.
Yeah, and there was bunch of people there from Marvel and anime and everything else. So it was a very, very large tournament. There was a bunch of people who traveled from all over. Lots of internationals because of South by Southwest. My chair just keeps swiveling. Like, I don't know why it's doing. Anyways. Yeah, so it was a huge event, and it went off, and everyone seemed to enjoy it for the most part. There were some blow-ups that happened. But let's start off with what our times were like, I guess. I basically didn't do much. I played like 2 sets of casuals, and I lost really badly. Other than that, I was just watching Marvel or helping out with Capcom. So it was fun. You don't really do much when you're working there. But how was your time there, Harrison? That was your first time in Atlanta. How do you like it?
I thought it was good. I mean, I kind of wish I had gone before. I mean, I liked the hotel a lot. Everybody there was super nice. I ate good food. I mean, it was all good, man. I had a great time at Final Round.
Yeah, Spondovit's place. This is the first time I've actually been to Spondovit's because I never used to go. But their drinks are on point. They have huge drinks. If you're ever in Final Round and want to get fucked up, go to Spondovit's.
Well, I mean, I'm a pro streamer now, so it means I got the dollar bill, y'all. So I got the I got the shrimp and lobster bucket, and let me tell you, it was pretty damn good. I don't think I've ever had lobster before. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have lobster at a place that's known for lobster. And it was amazing.
Okay,
and I will definitely go back to that again.
Yeah, it'll be fun next year. Hopefully it's in the same place. They always do it at the same place. Sorry about a picture of my wonderful chest. Okay. My chair just keeps swiveling. I don't like it.
It's kind of too small. You need to buff up a little bit.
Shut up. Shut up, Harrison. I'm going to bench press you.
Anyways, I mean, it was good, except for the hotel staff was kind of like whatever, but... well, I take that back. It was just like the front desk was kind of, I don't know, didn't have it going on, I guess.
I dealt with one of the dudes who was like French, and he was fine. Like, I don't know why they were all internationals. That seemed weird to me, but I guess Atlanta has a big airport. But
The
it was
hugest
weird they were, like,
airport ever.
French or like English.
I had never been to Final Round, right? So I had never been to that airport before, and when we got on a shuttle, and I was like, oh shit, like this is like one huge ass airport. And I thought San Francisco airport was big, and I was mistakenly wrong.
Yeah,
Because it's like
terminals,
peanut size compared to the Atlanta airport.
You have to take a train to the separate terminals, and like we had to walk between two of them before because there's like different food. So we wanted to go to this other place when we were just sitting there for like hours. This was a couple of years ago. So we're walking, and it just takes fucking ever if you do not get on those trains because it's so far apart. All those shit, it's crazy. It reminded me of Dallas Airport. Dallas Airport is basically a big ass fucking circle, and it's like 12 terminals, and you have to like take a train to everyone. Yeah, but Atlanta's huge. It's fucking massive. But yeah, there was some things people in the chat want me to talk about, but I wasn't personally there, but I was there during the Tayson versus Andre money match. It was in Marvel. It was the first 10. It was some of the worst Marvel I've ever actually experienced in my life.
The worst.
It was fun watching it because I love me some bad Marvel. I love it.
I think
But
everybody likes bad Marvel, to be honest.
They're just dropping shit and making bad decisions, and I think they were nervous, which makes sense. It's $300. So, like, I understand, not playing at your optimal. It was just fun. It was just fun. And Tayson wins, and he pops off with, like, his anime shit. And, like, everyone was talking shit. And I guess Florida didn't watch it. And Florida comes over and starts talking hella shit to Midwest. And Midwest is drunk. They're all drunk or something because they are, like, very foolhardy. And they're like, I'm going to start money matching people. So Midwest starts money matching Florida. And I guess I wasn't here because I left after the money match. But from what I know, people started talking a lot of shit. And they were someone, I don't know if it was from the Midwest, but as a result of Midwest shit talk, someone stabbed a wall. And
Wait, that was the reason why?
it was something to do with that because it was right at that area. And I guess there was repeated punches to the wall as well.
I don't know why you try and punch a hotel wall.
Well,
But-
there's some salty stories from Pool Play where of people. Jay Rosa basically just goes crazy and starts punching the wall. I'm sure that's public, but there was lots of wall punching this year. That's why I keep mentioning it. But like,
I'm sorry, I gotta clarify. Spyro in the chat says stabbed a wall ? Yes, somebody actually took a knife and stabbed the wall.
yeah,
There was a
there's
physical knife.
they stabbed
opposed
the
to
wall.
unphysical
Like,
knife
I
in
don't
the
know how
wall.
else to put it. Like, they really just stabbed the wall, and the hotel freaked out, I guess, and they started to patrol areas. And then I learned this the next day. A bunch of Marvel players were being rowdy in their suites, and they were smoking weed at the same time. So that's a combo you can't do at the same time, like be rowdy and then smoke weed at the same time. Because if a hotel dude knocks and smells the weed, you're done. So that's what happens because the cops were patrolling the halls looking for a guy who stabbed a wall. And they found all these Marvel players and they kicked them out of their hotel room. So, like, a bunch of people were, like, getting raided that night. And that was the night we were not there. So I was not there. So at the hotel. So I guess I lucked out. But a bunch of people had their rooms raided and stuff like that.
I think that was the night we went to Spanovitz, and so we all packed up, moved everything, and then left. And then we kept getting like all these tweets and stuff about like people like punching walls and like a bunch of crazy stuff going down. So I'm pretty happy I got out of there.
Yeah, it was
On Saturday night, to be honest.
Yeah. I was trying to watch the Guilty Gear 5v5 when they first set it up. They had it in this auditorium. It was like the UN. They had like these little microphone like things. There were lights, but it looked like microphones. So it was like the anime UN. People were just sitting there in these big chairs and just like with these microphones and just talking shit. But it took a long time to start. And that's one of the problems that Final Round had with the anime games. It was very, very disorganized. And I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter during the Union Grand Finals, but it was at Union and Guilty Gear 5v5, the end on Sunday. They were on the same stage as Smash, but Smash had the projector and the speakers, and Union had a fucking Asus monitor. Now, I don't know if you've tried to watch an Asus monitor from 50 feet away, but it's very hard. And like to get all the details, especially in a game like Union where it has a bunch of bars everywhere. So watching it, it was just fucking horrible. And there was like 20 people watching there. Like it was really dead. Like no one wanted to sit there and watch it.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to sit there
and you had a lot
and
of
watch it on like a
entrants.
20-inch screen.
They had about 90 entrants. That's pretty good for an anime game. And hell, even Guilty Gear had well over almost 200, and that still didn't get viewers on the 5v5 when they were finishing up. So that was really bad. And I hear there's a bunch of disorganized things. Like Guilty Gear 5v5 started like 4 hours late on Sunday, and Friday. Started 4 hours late on Friday and ended on Sunday at like 4 p.m. Like, yeah, it shouldn't take that long to run those things. And of course, the Marvel pool blow up where Marvel pools weren't really available until like the night before, and not all the pools were very well seated. Pretty much all the pools were pretty poorly seated. Like
I guess people didn't know like what times pools were and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
There was just a huge ordeal. Yeah, and then there's the whole drawn thing that happened, which I still don't even know what the deal was. I think it was an emergency registration thing, but
I don't think anybody really knows. Like, we were all talking about it, and like
No one knows
everybody else
because-
had a separate story. Like, nobody really knew what happened.
because I'm pretty sure Jerron wasn't even aware it happened. Like, I don't think he was even involved with it. That's from what I know. He just ended up in this pool. He's like, what the fuck? And like, I think it was just either a mistake or someone was trying to help him out, but he didn't really ask for it. So like, he got moved into a harder pool. So
Yeah, he got moved. It's not like he got a buys or anything. It's like, holy shit! Like, he got moved into a pool with a bunch more killers. So I don't know. It's like whatever.
it was weird. It's just emergency regs. You shouldn't be able to. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You should not be able to emergency reg because it just fucks shit up. And like, yeah, I appreciate you want to come and play in the tournament, but like, if you can't plan ahead, at least a week. They should have at least close emergency registrations at least a week before.
That's not an emergency registration then. That's just registration.
They should change it then. They should make it so you have to pre-register at these goddamn events. Like, I don't like people walking up in the venue like, oh, I'll play the tournament, and it's fucking Dominion. You know, Dominion wants to emergency reg. Okay, now he's gonna be put into a pool and blow up a bunch of people because it's fucking Dominion. But like, that's not gonna be a properly seated pool and all that stuff. So,
I mean, I think cutting off emergency registration, I don't think it hurt anybody, to be honest. It's just gonna make people pre-register. That's all it's gonna do. It's if you think top players are gonna be like, oh shit, I was gonna go to this tournament, but I forgot because I'm stupid and didn't register. That's not gonna happen. It's just if they want to go, then they're gonna go. People are just lazy now, and just don't register until the very last second.
Yeah. So, aside from that, Capcom matches and all the stuff we were doing, Harrison was streaming and I was jerking off in a corner. They were really good.
Fantastic.
All the matches on stream, I thought. There's only a couple like jobber matches, but even some people like we never even know, like that Onision match.
Yeah.
That was crazy high. That was cool. Like they were both. It was just cool, So yeah, it's really cool seeing all these people and like I'm your daddy, I'm still your daddy or whatever the guy's name is.
I'm still the daddy.
I'm still the daddy. He's just some guy from UK and he came out and started blowing everyone up.
Yeah, I was super excited to see that guy because I know he's super good and just like a guy like that coming out to final round, I don't know, it's pretty cool.
I like seeing people from underrepresented scenes because I think UK is underrepresented. And he came out and started blowing everyone up, and he almost sent Bonchan into losers. Like it was pretty close.
Dude, Bonchan had to go through the Guile Gauntlet.
He really did.
He had to go through Knuckle Dew, I'm Still the Daddy, and Dominion, and he beat them all.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he's just incredibly good at that matchup because
that's such a hard matchup for Sagat, I feel like,
Yeah.
too. Because
And
one
he
mess
doesn't-
up and you die.
There's no guiles really in Japan that are like on the same level as those three. My personal feeling, whatever. So it's crazy that he knows that matchup so well. I guess Daigo played him in Super, but I mean,
Kinda. Super wasn't out for really that long, though.
it really wasn't.
And then AE came out.
And everyone died. But yeah, so pool play was cool. There's lots of big matches. I mean, the talk of the town's Arturo, of course.
Arturo
man. Sanchez, just blowing people up with those. And he had some of the sickest comebacks, sickest just clutch moments. And yeah, it's always good to see Arturo doing well. And, he was doing that on like almost no sleep because he was streaming that fucking Guilty Gear thing till like 5 a.m. And then he had to go play at like, 10, I think. So like he really had barely any sleep. And he was still blowing these people up. So, and he has like very good reactions. It's crazy. So like, not to say like it's crazy at his age, but I think it's just crazy.
I think it's just because it's so hard to do that, to play and stream at the same time. And when you get top 8 in a tournament like this while you're streaming, it's incredible.
I don't know, because like I was doing like at one of the NCRs, I was doing like bracket running and playing at the same time, and I was like, I couldn't do it. Like I just was playing horrible, It was, like the Evo that was doing the MK room, I was playing the worst I've ever played in my life in Injustice. Like I couldn't do combos, I couldn't defend. I was just like, I don't know what's happening. Like I really don't. It's just hard to concentrate when you have all these other things in your head.
Yeah, same thing for me at that Evo. That's the Evo that I kind of stopped playing when I did tournaments because I realized I just couldn't do it anymore.
That was the Evo I stopped doing. I was like, what the fuck happened to me? Yeah. Circa is bad in chat. Tried to come in through the door behind us, Harrison. I told him to fuck off.
Wait, what?
There's a stream monster who tried to come through the door. I saw you.
Oh, really?
In your face. Don't come through the door. It says don't come through the door.
Okay. I would have let you in, but...
Nah, fuck that. I'm an asshole. I'm a dick when I'm streaming.
You are a dick when you're streaming.
I am.
But I'm a dick when I'm streaming too, so...
Yeah. Top 8 was cool. We had the radio broadcast, which was fun for us. I have the cord. Hold on.
So wait, let's go through exactly what happened first. So...
I have the cord.
During... What was it? Kazunoko versus who?
Kazunoko versus Fido or... who else?
I think it was Fudo.
I think it was Fido. I believe so.
And
it's a Kazunoko match.
It was a Kazunoko match during top 8, and they played the first game, and then, that cable that Honzo Gonzo is holding up died, and the stream went black. So I immediately put it into the down loop thing because I was like, what am I supposed to do? So I did that, and I muted everything, and I was like, oh shit, and I like throw my hands up, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And like everybody's freaking out. So we really couldn't do anything. I didn't want to unplug anything because I'm really afraid to. I don't want to reset the Xbox or anything. Like I don't want to mess up what the players are doing right now. It's it's already bad enough that nobody can see it. It'd be worse to mess up the match, in my opinion.
Yes.
So I kind of just I was like, I told everybody, like, hey guys, like I don't want to touch anything. Like just let them finish the game. When it's over, we'll tell them to hold on, and then we'll fix it quickly. And so that's basically what happened. We had like a minute to kind of figure out what happened, and we basically I just said, you know what, let's get another HDMI cable. Got another HDMI cable, switched it, and before the next match happened, everything was kind of done. But before that, I had everything muted. I ran over behind the stage, find the extra HDMI cable, And James comes up to me. He's like, Harrison, unmute us. And I was like, okay. And all of a sudden, I just see James and Ultra David just run over to the stage where the monitor is with the mics. And I was like, oh shit. And they're just like commentating the match. And I think that right there, like, kind of saved it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really did. Because if you didn't see the round, people would have been...
I mean, I can't thank them enough, to be honest. You know, everybody was like, you know, thanks for doing that. Like, everybody was super thankful that they went and did that, and were able to get it up and running. And then that was kind of it. And it could have been a whole lot worse if those two didn't, you know, step up and do that. So yeah, but Honzo Gonzo has the cord in his hands right now, and I think we're gonna burn it, or
I kind of want to mount it on my wall.
Mount it on the wall?
Yeah.
I was gonna sacrifice it to the blow-up gods.
How would we do that then?
I don't know. I don't know how we would do that.
Mount it as a reminder of the streaming as a blow-up.
You could. I mean, you have literally nothing hanging up on your wall.
I don't. I have so many things to hang up to.
You should just have it up there and have that only be the thing up there. And then somebody just walks in, why the hell is there HDMI cable just hung up on the wall?
Just be like, streaming is a blow up. I could put streaming as a blow up in Latin all around it and shit. Just, yeah, here's the cord.
It will never see the light of day ever again.
No. It's cursed. I'm surprised I was gonna make a joke when I brought in the plane, but hopefully it doesn't blow up the plane. But like, I'll get arrested if I say that. So so I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. So but it was.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. It was.
Yeah, so it was kind of a freak occurrence, and thank God that James and David commentated it, and it was only for half a round or 1.5 rounds. So. Thankfully, it didn't stop, and we didn't, you know, and the downtime was like, what, a minute?
Yeah.
So, we didn't take, you know, like an hour break to fix the shit. So, I think it's pretty for our panic skills.
Yeah, man, I think it was, and then the stream just kind of went on, and
yeah.
Yep.
That's what happened, everyone, if you were wondering what the blow-ups were. I didn't actually spill Mountain Dew on the controls. I think I would actually be dead if I did that. I think Seg and Harrison would combine murder me.
What did you just say?
I tweeted out that I spilled Mountain Dew all over the thing as it happened.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I probably would have. We wouldn't be having this show right now. It'd be the show that sucks with Harrison and former co-host Honzo Gonzo, and then I'd have KB on here or something like that.
Oh boy.
So I mean, I got a serious question for you, since we're jumping into grand finals of the tournament. So, I mean, I think it's obviously, I mean, the money's there, and so you want to win. I mean, E.G. Momochi is already qualified for Capcom Cup, and obviously there was no like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna let, you know, Fudo win or some bullshit like that to, you know, get in the grand finals so he can have a shot. It's like, he wants the money. He knows he's already qualified. But the weird thing is since Yen was in grand finals, he was just kind of, he didn't need to do anything. Like, now he's in. Like, he didn't need to do anything once Fudo lost.
He really didn't need to win.
What?
He really didn't need to win to get in.
Yeah, he didn't need to win. Like, he didn't. He could have just, you know, played Poison and just, you know, done whatever, and then that would have been it, and he would have been in Capcom Cup. But I think it's cool that, you know, we're past all that shit with collusion, and I mean, maybe not 100%, but, you know, it's come a long way in the short amount of time this Capcom stuff has been happening. But it brings up a question that I don't know, like, I guess you can't really ban them from premiere events, but, like, I mean, that kind of sucks, right?
What, the plinking stuff?
No, you can't. Like, I'm saying Momochi's already qualified, and he's going to a premier event,
Oh,
and he's kind
ban
of lessening
Momochi?
people's chances of kind of getting into the event. I mean, you really can't ban him just because there's so much money on the line in the tournament,
money.
and you can't just, like, you know, disregard somebody's chance at, getting that money, but I don't know.
No, because if you banned him, you'd be denying him what? Almost a chance of almost $100,000 almost, I think.
Yeah. I think it's like 120K, right? Or a chance at 120K.
A chance at that if you win like all their events or something.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money to be denying someone who actually has a chance of getting it. So I understand the rules where he can go and win, Capcom Cup and make a lot more money, but he could be making a lot more money irregardless, even if he doesn't win Capcom Cup. So, and it's the FGC, so like, do you really want to just ban people from events because they're doing too well? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I kind of have a feeling if there's going to be, a 32-man bracket, and I kind of have a feeling there's going to be a tournament or some point where there's going to be like 4 or 5 people already qualified that are going to make top 8, and there's going to be grand finals that don't matter, like, at all.
They do
period.
matter. There's so much money now.
I know there's so much money, but there's
Money does matter.
there's 125,000 for one tournament, as opposed to flying out to all of these tournaments and trying to get money.
I understand, Harrison, but if you're doing something and the difference between doing it well and doing it shitty is $10,000, you're probably gonna be very nervous, and it's probably you want to try your best to do it, because $10,000 is still a fuck ton of money, especially for people whose job it is to play video games. So like, the 10,000 I think alone would make it sufficient for people to try hard and do well, because that's a lot of money, and that's going to be your only source of income if this is your job now. So, like, do you really want to split this and potentially not make as much money this year? And this is your fucking job? Would you split money in your paycheck?
I'm not saying split money.
I'm just saying there's the grand finals do matter because it's still money. Like, just because they're not getting the Capcom Cup, that's an added layer. But it's still money, and money's the reason Capcom Cup is a big deal. So I don't know why it can't be the reason other tournaments are a big deal.
That's true. I just think it's going to be just a little bit lackluster when, the 2 people in grand finals like are kind of already qualified.
Yeah, but if it's someone like who never beats, like with Kazunoko versus Momochi, Kazunoko finally would beat Momochi. Yeah, like that's his demon. That's cool. There's always something that can happen, even though they're both qualified. Well, I don't know if Kazunoko's qualified, but if he becomes qualified and plays him. Stuff like that. I don't think it's a big deal. I think people will really do. And it might pump up the other top 8 matches, because what if these 2 people have to play and whoever wins is getting the Capcom Cup and they're both not in it?
That's true.
So
it might make those... That's true. I didn't think about that. It'll make those matches before grand finals like even more hype, too.
Yeah. So it's just facilitating. Now, if everyone in top 8 is qualified, then... maybe we'll have some Capcom Cup matches. I think that'd be cool. I don't know, like between the 9th place finishers. I don't know. That'd be fun, I think. But I think it'll be good. It'll be good in the future. So there's been a bunch of news today, Harrison.
What's the news?
Well, everything is exploding in SoCal. So, I actually found out what the venue was yesterday.
Oh, really?
For SCR.
Only to find out that they can't do it there anymore?
Through my sources. And I was like, okay, let me look up the venue. Oh, okay, this is what's near it. And I guess it's not going to be there anymore, Harrison. SCR is the venue that they didn't announce isn't working out. So they really just don't have a venue. Like, I can't explain how, like...
When you say it like that, it just...
How idiotic this whole situation is, to be honest. It's actually crazy. It's probably the most unorganized I've ever seen probably since the beach. I don't know. Like, it seems insane to me. That you didn't announce the venue. B, the venue you didn't announce isn't working out. C, you're like, okay, we gotta find another venue. So all these people for the dates you announced and you didn't secure the venue, all these people are having air flights that they can't refund. You know, what if you move the dates? Okay, I can't request time off for the other things. I already requested time off and all this stuff. And people are coming from East Coast internationally to go to this thing. You know, they have to request more time off. That's probably not going to happen. They have to change their flights. It's going to be fees. So there's that. And people haven't registered for this event. No one has registered. The registration is supposed to start next week. Are you really going to register for an event that has no venue? I would personally never do that. I would never register for an event that does not have a venue. I think that's stupid because they could just fuck around and not get a venue. They could get somewhere that's really inconvenient.
You don't even know if you can go or not. Like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's just insane. It's insane to me that this is happening. And, you know, from what I know, UCI had its dates already set, so SCR couldn't happen there. But, I mean, they should have, I don't know, thought ahead. Like,
wouldn't they have known that, like, before?
They would have known this, I mean, especially past the date that they were supposed to have the tournament. Yeah, in January, when they usually have it. But, it's insane to me. It's actually insane.
And I don't think, if it doesn't happen for some reason, I mean, it's really not that hard for Capcom to be like, well, it's not a premier event anymore. Like, you know, if this happened maybe like, you know, 5 years from now and this is a premier event, then I think it would be been a bigger deal. But right now, you know, it's like Capcom is like, hey, yeah, you'll be a premier event. And it's like they don't really have anything like tied down to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on Capcom's side, but think of SCR is expecting almost 1,500 people. Imagine all of those motherfuckers. You know, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I know that's true, but like it's still not the end of the world for Capcom. It's kind of the end of the world for like Level Up.
Capcom could just be like, hey, we're just gonna run a fucking tournament at Super Arcade, or you know, something like that. Like, I'd much rather have that at this point. You know, just a Street Fighter 4 tournament at Super Arcade. Just invite a bunch of people, have a big fucking barbecue, you know?
Oh, no, not even that, dude. Just, like, give some other people that are kind of hungry for a tournament or that have a great tournament that really kind of maybe didn't quite make the list. Well, you know what? Now they're a premier event. And, you know what? Maybe they have an amazing event, and now SCR gets knocked off because they had this new tournament had an amazing event, and now they're just going to be the premier event. So,
yeah, I mean, Texas has their tournaments, and the Northeast has some tournaments that might be able to compete with SCR, but I don't. SCR is so big, though, and it's from SoCal, which is typically seen as the West Coast scene's mecca, and New York is kind of like the East Coast scene mecca. But, like, obviously, Florida has a huge scene, and all these people, the South has a huge scene. NorCal has a huge scene. Pacific Northwest has a big scene. So, like, all these places that aren't SoCal have big scenes, and maybe they do deserve another event. But it's just weird for me to think of SoCal, which is such a strong region in a lot of things,
to just not have an event.
Just not have an event. Like, and it's kind of Level Up's fault. And, you know, I don't know what they could do as a result, but they really need to be supporting a TO that would not treat them. Because I think it's kind of disrespectful to treat the scene like that. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously stuff happens and there's things you can't avoid, but he's been running this event for how many years, you know? I don't know. It's a blow up, to be sure. It was quite shocking when I heard it. I was just like, what? Like, it's just weird. It's weird to think that it got into shit so fast, you know, within a year.
I mean, it was a good event last year, right?
Yeah.
It was a good event the year before.
A fine event.
Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're kind of in the hot seat right now.
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to go to SCR. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone. I would never pay for a venue that I don't know where it's at, personally.
Well, do you think they're still gonna have registration open?
I honestly do think they're gonna have it.
You honestly do?
Yes. Because if they have registration sooner to the event, like say they do get a venue,
How are they
it's
gonna
be even
How are they
bumped
gonna
in.
find a venue that fast?
I don't know.
To
I mean,
hold
there's the
1,500
proverb.
people. How are you gonna find an event area to hold 1,500 people within a month? Yeah. That's asking a lot. You know, if it was like a couple hundred people, sure, why not? It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that
they
hard.
could find a warehouse. Like, that's the best bet. But then the hotel, you know, you have to work with shuttles, stuff like that.
Yep.
Everything about it's a blow up at this point. And, you know, I sympathize because, you know, this might not have been bad planning, just like people lying, like the venue lied and said they would have been open, you know, stuff like that. You know, stuff, and, you know, it sucks, but you can't expect people to support it after something like that happens. I don't think so. But speaking of, NCR is coming up in 2 weeks. We expect to have a great tournament and fun times to be had in Sacramento. We if you guys are in the area, come join us. We'll be there streaming and partying it up.
I'll be streaming on IPW.
Really?
For the first
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be helping out Chris and Spooky.
Yeah, I'll be mini Spooky. You be streaming on IPLW. Cool. Can spam my face. Everyone spam my face.
There's like 3 people subbed in here that'll spam your face.
Yeah, NCR's coming up. It should be great. I'm really looking forward to it. After hours is always fun.
Hopefully some of those, leftover people from final round make it to NCR. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Kazunoka's coming. So hopefully some of them just trickle in.
I mean, if half the talent showed up from final round, that'd be more than enough. Like, holy shit, man.
NCR hasn't been a big international tournament for a couple years now.
I mean,
there used to be
people, but it was never like a huge one. There'd always be, one or two, like Daigo would make it. I think Daigo is the most consistent
NCR comer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be fun to see a bunch more people come out, and I know there's going to be big contingent for Union Guilty Gear. If Kazunoko's come for Guilty Gear, I'm pretty sure he's going to win. But it's cool for the Guilty Gear players to be able to play such a good player. You know, it's weird to have such a high level Japanese player just at your tournament, especially in NorCal. So. And
there should be, at least one Mad Cats person there, right? Because Markman said they're flying Mad Cats people to every event. So there's going to be one person from Mad Cats at every event, I'm assuming. I think it's a huge stretch for all of them to make every event. I don't think that's going to happen. But, one or two of them, I think that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, you need them points. How is Marco going to get in Capcom Cup if he's not making some top 8s,
Yep.
So maybe this is the jobber tournament he wants to go to. Maybe SCR is held in the basement of Vai's home.
Maybe it'll just be online. They can just play from home.
Right there, Japanese lag tactics. Fix Zangief. Mash it out.
Oh, man. Zangief. Yun. What's another great? T-Hawk. T-Hawk's amazing in online play.
Guile.
No way. No, why Guile?
Just spam Sonic Boom. How are you going to jump over them?
You jump over them. It's not... You can jump and lag. Anyways.
I think Zangief is the best.
If you guys have any questions, you can send them to @HarrisonSBA and @Honzo Gonzo on Twitter.
Yeah, and there's some other big news about anime. Persona is using the old update, which is currently on PS3 for Evo, and the arcades in Japan have been on a new update for a couple months now. So this is what I was fearing when they announced Persona. This is the old Persona that's at Evo.
Really?
While current games like Under Night In-Birth are not at Evo. And getting better numbers than Persona at almost every event they're both at. So I don't get it, but whatever. I mean, it's good for Americans because Americans don't have the new update. And if they did get the new update, it would be pretty close to Evo, so maybe a month. So they have a month to practice, while all these Japanese guys have been practicing for almost a year now. But it sucks for the Japanese people who want to come out. They've been playing this new game for 3 months or something. And what are they going to just forget about it and just go back to playing 1.1, or 1.0? So, and
nobody's going to do that though. Nobody goes back and plays a previous patch of a game. It's just why do that?
There's been very, very good players who have already booked plane tickets and stuff from Japan.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to deal with it. They can come and just play autopilot or something, but I think it's personally stupid that they went with Persona over Under Night In-Birth. And it's not even me being an Under Night fan. It's just numbers. Numbers wise, it's Guiltier than Under Night. For anime. So, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what to say, dude.
That's a big blow up too. And San Diego's big venue is closing. That happened today too. So SoCal's not having a fun day, especially if you're a SoCal Persona player. So
I think we're all kind of desperate for places at the moment, dude. I think everywhere you go.
Yeah, but I mean, even in Atlanta, they had that one thing there. I don't know what it was called, but it was like a land center where this rich guy has 8 projectors set up in this big warehouse, and you could drink and you could play a bunch of video games, and that's pretty new, or it's been around for a while, but they've been renovating it or something. So people do play there, and there's new places sprouting up for people around the country. It's just you don't hear about them because they're not in the hotbed areas. I mean, there's places, just not everywhere.
Just not everywhere.
Just not everywhere.
I feel like maybe not. Maybe it's because I kind of stopped playing, or stopped playing as much. But I feel like there's are there as many house sessions and stuff anymore? I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're still there, but they're not as rampant as they were.
There's just no fire anymore at least for Street Fighter. I mean, people have been practicing pretty hard and going out to events for the Capcom Pro Tour stuff. I think that's fired a lot of people up. I mean, look at Final Round. How many people from NorCal were there? How many people from SoCal were there? That don't normally travel to East Coast events. They were just there. So it's pretty crazy to see a bunch of everyone just traveling nowadays.
And this is just the first Capcom.
It's the first event.
The first main event, which is insane.
Imagine CEO. How many people are going to travel out for that?
I'm really curious because, I think we broke 60,000 people watching or something like that for Grand Finals, which I think is huge. I think that's really big, especially for the first event of the year. There really hasn't been a Capcom event in a while. And to have that be the first one and have it do so well, I'm really curious to see how many viewers NCR is going to get now that it's 2 weeks after and people kind of have it fresh in their mind. And then also, CEO, in my opinion, is always the biggest Capcom tournament of the year besides, Capcom Cup. But I'm really curious to see how many CEO gets. And that's right before Evo too. So there's going to be a lot of people kind of hungry to get new tech and stuff right before Evo.
Oh yeah. And I think it will hit home that I think Evo is kind of the last big qualifier that has a lot of points, right? For Capcom Cup. I think Evo's kind of I think there's one more after, but
I remember. Well, last year it was TFC. That was, but I don't think that's a premier event this year, is it?
I thought there's only 4.
No, there's 5. There's SCR, NCR, CEO, Final Round, and Canada Cup.
Canada Cup. No.
So I guess it's not one this year. But I'm pretty. There's going to be points at tons and tons of events. There's just not going to be a premier event. But yeah,
like Evo's gonna be the last big premier event that people are actually gonna probably be at, because not a lot of people travel for Canada Cup. Maybe internationals do, but I mean.
Well, I mean, mostly because they got flown out there.
Yeah, so I don't really see people going up to Canada that often. But it'll be interesting to see how many people come out of the woodworks just to get up there in Evo. And Evo's a big deal still. It's not like Capcom Cup kind of blows it to shit and like makes Evo not important. I mean, winning Evo is so important for people. So. Yep. All right.
Questions laid on you?
Questions.
If you guys have any questions, send them to @HarrisonSBA and @Honzo Gonzo.
I have a bunch. So @Drew Mage asks, was this final round the most stacked open SS tournament outside of Evo ever held? Ever? Probably not.
Are you sure? Are you sure, man?
Actually, probably would. I mean,
the only one that can kind of come close.
There's Japanese tournaments though.
I guess. Like which ones?
I don't know.
All of those people that were at those Japanese tournaments, guess what? We're at final round. And guess what? There was plenty more people outside of Japan that also came. So, I mean, I'd say yeah, man. I'd say yes.
I'd say yes at this point.
And I kind of feel like there's a lot more tournaments that people are saying, wow, this is like a mini Evo. It's kind of like every other tournament is like a mini Evo.
Yeah.
Where, maybe one tournament a year, everybody would show up. Maybe like a CEO or, or final round, like, everybody from outside of the country would show up because, they like, oh, well, everybody's going, so I'll go to that one. It's like, no, everybody's kind of going to every event now. So yeah, I say yes.
Yeah. @TroyMage also asks, people need to know why Justin wore your hat at top 8 in Marvel. Give us a story. You don't know about this, Harrison, do you?
No, I don't.
So I gave Justin my hat for his first match in top 8, and he wore it on stream. Because he always wants to take my hat and steal it for years now. And I said, if you get top 8, you can wear my hat. So we got top 8, and I let him wear my hat. And, like, he wore it, and he won. So, my hat's good luck. And he took it off, and then he lost. So.
Wow, I wonder how that makes him feel. Maybe you should just wear your hat all the time. He's totally going to take your hat during Evo. Grand Finals, Ultimate Warriors Capcom 3. He's going to be wearing Honzo Gonzo's hat.
But yeah, that's the reason. There's nothing. I just thought it was funny. Let's see.
The Hound doesn't have a question, but I think it's hilarious. I never even thought about this. Wow, his name is Your Body Ready? All I'm saying is that Arturo lost during his top 8 match, and soon after the stream blew up. Coincidence?
Maybe Arturo sabotaged the stream.
Maybe
he knows how to.
Maybe he did. Maybe he somehow switched it out without me knowing. I don't know.
Maybe he slightly unplugged it and we thought it was broken. This is the show that sucks confirming that Arturo Sanchez sabotaged the Capcom stream at final round on stage live.
Hey man, the hustle's real.
That's an official confirmation. Everyone, there's a warrant out for Arturo's arrest at the moment. Capcom standing by. @Hoochie asks, besides the EG boys, do you think we'll see any US players making it to Asia or Europe events for the Pro Tour? Besides EG.
I kind of want to say yes. I think Dominion.
Dominion?
I think Dominion's a solid candidate. I think maybe Snake Eyes. Possibly
Red
Snake
Bull.
Eyes.
Yeah, if he's sponsored by Red Bull, which I mean is the worst kept secret in the world. Yeah, I see him definitely going, and he's going to France for that Red Bull stuff. So
yeah.
Snake Eyes. Yeah, I could see. Trying to think.
And then whoever our Kappa wants to like send out for no reason, just
Yeah. Trying to think of U.S. players. Maybe Knuckle do.
yeah.
I can
He has
see
he is a legit sponsor though, so I can see him going out there.
Yeah.
I kind of want to say, I mean, somebody said in chat Smug. I kind of want to say just Smug will just randomly make it out to one of those events. I kind of want to say it.
He doesn't. He has school. He denied going to a bunch of events because.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I take it back then. I guess he's not going to
go. At Hell Pockets asks, so how lucky do you feel to broadcast on Tuesdays and getting all the best topics, but still being second best? Well, I'm pretty sure we're the first best podcast on IPLAYWINNER, and feels pretty great. We knew about Blue Up Tuesdays, so.
I think we inherently knew. I'm so glad that, you know what, I have to thank Terry Kaneda for hosting Thursday Night Throwdowns or whatever on Thursdays and then having us move our show to Tuesdays because we didn't want to compete with them. That was like the greatest thing ever, because then Blow Up Tuesdays like were invented.
And nothing happens on Tuesdays besides us, like stream wise. So like we don't conflict with anyone. And we can actually do things on Thursdays. At McCoolin, aka Dang Ass, James Chen said you should be a doctor like 6 times on stream because of bad handwriting. Is this your call? Okay, so my handwriting's bad, but it wasn't only my bad handwriting. There was Black Rose's handwriting, who was bad too. Black Rose's handwriting's worse than mine, I think. It was a combination of both ours. And they should be used to it by now.
It's pretty bad. I had to get a giant piece. I had to get a giant piece of paper, and those those letters in kindergarten that are strung up on the wall where it has the whole alphabet in capital letters and lowercase letters. His T. He said his J was a capital T. There was no like curve at the bottom. It was just a giant T. So I took a piece of paper and I wrote out a giant T, and then a lowercase t, and then a capital J, and then a lowercase j, and handed it to him, and he promptly looked at it, said, "Fuck you," and then he threw it on the floor. But hopefully from now on, he'll be able to correctly write a J and a T.
I love Josh, but his eyes are fucking weird. his eyes, I wish I could draw it, but like, it's like an eye, it's like a slash, but then he does a Z through it.
He does a Z through it.
I was like going crazy trying to figure it out, but I mean, it's not his technical title, so he's a cameraman. So like, I really don't hold it against him, but yeah. I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a fucking bring a tablet or something. Have people write on that. Because I have 2 iPads I don't use. I'll just start using those. At Defective Naruto asks, STR has been delayed due to not finding a place for this tournament. Worries that it might not happen. I think it has to happen for level up's sake.
I think it's gonna happen.
But
that being said, if something like this happens again next year, it's not gonna happen. I think this year it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like that. I think you're right. It has to happen. I think it's gonna
happen, but it's gonna be a huge blow up. A clusterfuck, even. Like, I see nothing good coming out of it.
Nothing.
I wish I wasn't so pessimistic, but holy moly.
Damn.
And if it goes terribly this year, they might not have it next year. So, I think it's really bad.
Think it's really bad?
Really bad. Cataclysmically bad. Like,
damn.
I don't want to be mean, but look at it from someone who's trying to pay for the event. You know. At Hoochie asks, does anyone opposed to having STR in his garage? I mean, there's an option.
Telling you right now, I don't think Casanoko is going to want to go to Valle's garage for a tournament.
At Kinder Party, AKB Kinder Party asks, tell him about the Hulkster. Sorry, I ran into Kinder Party drunk. Saturday night, and he was with the Hulk, a man cosplaying as Hulk, getting all the pictures with the ladies. And I told, that'll be my Honzo story. How about that? That's my Honzo story because it's good. It's an actual good story.
All right.
I'll save that for later. At Vipers, aka Steve. So, final round, 18 commentators bitching about Honzo's handwriting edition. Did you guys eat anything interesting? We had Pit Boss. Did you have Pit Boss, Harrison?
No, I didn't. I didn't get it. I went to Spawn Divots instead.
Pit Boss is very good. That's the I had it catered because they brought it over for the staff last year, and I had some. It was good, but I actually went to the restaurant, and it's a cool little place, and it was pretty good. Not as good as the world famous Hamburger Ranch in Cloverdale, but that's another story for another day.
Okay then.
Yeah, Cloverdale has the best ribs in the world, Harrison. It's true.
I'm not like a huge ribs guy, so.
It's true, 100%. Still have not found it.
You want to do Tone's tweet?
I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see it? Oh. Well, I mean, he asked us to give a shout out to his
Oh,
tournament.
Tone Loki. Yes. Capital Fight District. I'll retweet it. Hold on.
Let's see if I can
Play
break it
time
down.
about
You can't really see
Anime
it. But...
Town. They're doing a bunch of charity events. Not a bunch, just one, I guess. Sorry, I never read it. They usually do this. Capital Fight District usually holds charity tournaments, and they're pretty good. I've always had fun at their events. So if you're in Sacramento, March 28th, it's the week before NCR. It's this weekend. So you need extra practice. There you go.
Don't play, man.
And it's supporting a good cause. So, and it starts at 12, so people will actually show up. Doesn't start at 8. Which I like.
Cool.
I hate tournaments start in the morning.
All right, you want to say your Honzo story?
Yeah, so I ran a kinder party. Very drunk on some sort of Jaeger concoction. And so I'm sitting with them. And he's with the Hulk. His buddy's dressed up as the Hulk, I guess. And he's getting all these chicks are walking in. And I don't know what the event nearby was, but there was like a bunch of underage cheerleaders all over the event, like just walking around. I'm pretty sure the cheerleaders are gymnastic chicks, but they were like 16 or something. And I was trapped in a fucking elevator with them once, and they were like asking me questions. I was like, "Oh God, no! Like, please leave me
Because
alone."
they probably thought you were 16.
Yeah, and so anyways, these chicks come up and ask for the Hulk's picture, and they take a picture with them. And I was like, "Hey, ladies, do you know this guy?" And I point to kindergarten. I'm like, "He's the best Marvel player in the world." And they're just like, "No, I don't think so." They're just like, "No, I don't know." And they're like, "Are you part of that?" She's like, "No, we just came by." And I was like, "Well, you know me, I'm pretty famous. If I take a picture of me, you're gonna get a lot of likes." So like, okay, so they just all take a picture of me, and Kinder Party's sad in the background. It was a pretty good picture. So yeah, all the chicks dig me and not Kinder Party. That's my Honzo story.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I got a Harrison story, I guess.
Ooh.
So on Sunday, we were all supposed to get up at 7:30.
Don't, Harrison. Listen. Don't. I was really drunk. Don't say it. I would never do that.
You would never do that?
I would never say a story like that of you.
Oh, come on. Because it would never happen to me.
Shut up.
Okay, fine. I gotta... Okay, alright. That was just gonna be the beginning of my story anyway. It's irrelevant to the rest of the story. I just wanted to blow you up, but... I think everybody kind of got the gist of the story already. So anyways, after we all set up, we all went to get breakfast at that diner or whatever in the hotel, and it was like the all you can eat breakfast or whatever. And I was standing in line because I thought you needed, I thought you needed to pay before you ate. And so I heard somebody go, "Hey, did you guys get a voucher?" I was like, "No." Yeah, if you have a room, you can just go to the front desk and they'll give you a voucher. I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to pay for breakfast. And at the same time, these other two guys that were in front of me heard that too, and we all went to go to the voucher, or go to the front desk so we can get a voucher. And so I was talking with this guy, and it was that French guy that you were talking about. It was that guy. I literally couldn't understand anything he was saying. So this whole time I was just like, hey, so I heard you can get, a free voucher if you have a room key. He's like, oh yeah, free breakfast, level 17. And I'm just like, no, like the free breakfast over there. Like over there. He's like, yeah, level 17. And I'm like, free voucher? And he's like, well, it's already past 10 o'clock, but I can give you free breakfast. And I was like, okay, cool. That's what I want. And so he's like, how many people? I'm like, just one, me. And he goes, well, like, how many people do you need? How many people are in your room? I was like, well, 2. It's like, oh, so you need 2? I'm like, no, I'm just by myself. I just need 1. He's like, oh, but how many people are in your room? And I'm just like, just give me 1 ticket. Like, that's all I need. So we go back and forth for like a minute, and like, how many vouchers I need, and I'm just like, I just need 1, and I eventually just like, I just need 2, whatever, screw it. I have 2 people in my room. He's like, all right. So he writes down 3, so he gives me 3 vouchers for some reason. I don't know why. So that whole conversation was like useless. So I get the vouchers, and keep in mind, I only need 1 for myself, and I have 3, and the other 2 guys that try to get vouchers, they wouldn't give him a voucher for some reason. And so I was just like, hey, like, I got 3 vouchers, you guys can just like come in with me. And they're like, okay, cool. So I just like walked in and like ate breakfast.
That was a pretty good story.
Pretty good story?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I should have sold those vouchers. It's been like, hey, $50.
Well, if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me at Harrison SBA. If you want to follow Honzo Gonzo, you can follow Honzo Gonzo at Honzo Gonzo. If you don't want to follow either of us, make sure you guys follow us, twitter.com/IPLAYWINNER, facebook.com/IPLAYWINNER, and youtube.com/IPLAYWINNER, where you guys can, guess what? Go and check out Vinny's new comma video. It's up on youtube.com/IPLAYWINNER on our YouTube channel. And it's pretty sick, so go and check it out. He's got some pretty cool combos, because it's a combo video. But you guys can also check this show out after I upload it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment on the video. You guys can also go to IPLAYWINNER.com, go to the podcast section, and check out every single show that we've done in the past in YouTube or MP3 format. And I'm going to find the song that I always end the show on before I send this away. Do you have anything else you want to say before we end the show, Honzo Gonzo?
Thank you to everyone who came out and said they liked the show to me. It's quite a number of people who came up and said hi and they liked the show. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nobody did that to me.
What?
Oh. No. Well, I was
I
like...
have a hat. So.
Cool. All right, guys. Peace.